Hope, and I am your tour guide for the hunt tonight. Now, Amy, the owner of the tour, she likes to tell people about how I'm a ghost magnet. And it might sound, you know, a little funny, but tends to be true. More people get pictures and activity with me than all the other guides. And if you're looking for ghosts, that's a good thing, right?
Yes.
I have a personal story I can tell you later on about my guess why that kind of thing happens to me. And if you're interested, I'll throw that in. Now, Amy also makes me tell you, and this is awkward for me, but if you have a good time, tipping is allowed, so that's out of the way. Now to let you know a little bit about what to expect. Have any of you ever been on a ghost tour or ghost hunt before? Yeah? Yeah. And a tour or a hunt? Both? Okay. Well, we offer both through the Chattanooga Ghost Tours, and our tour is storytelling and walking to the spots and trying to get pictures and things like that. But the hunt's a little different. It is more hands-on investigation, more similar to what you see on TV. I have a whole lot of equipment here we're going to hand out and share and pass around, so you get to actively look for ghosts. There is still some storytelling though, because I'm a storyteller. But also, I think you need to know at least enough history to know why we're stopping where we're stopping and what ghost we're looking for. So I'll throw some of that in too. If you have questions along the way, please do not be shy. Usually, if you're wondering something, somebody else is wondering it too. And the questions let me know you're engaged and at least curious about what I'm talking about, so I love that. I do like for everyone to be careful crossing the street. I've never yet made a ghost on a tour or hunt. And I like to keep it that way, so help me with that if you will. And there are stops along the way. It's kind of in a concentrated area though, so if you're parked near where we start here, you'll be not terribly far from your car when we end. And I'll walk you back if you'd like to make sure everybody gets where they're going or whatever you need from me there. And I don't time this exactly. It's about an hour and a half. We're getting started a few minutes late, so I'll go over if everybody's okay with that. And I don't time the stops either because I like to base it on the activity. If we're not getting anything in one spot, we're not going to stand there and be bored. Conversely, if we're getting a lot, we're going to play out that activity till it goes away. So let's just go out there and, you know, see what we can find. And other than that, let's see, does anybody have any questions to get started? It's Friday the 13th. It's in October, and it's Amber's birthday here. Happy birthday!
Thank you. Yay.
I'm glad you decided to spend your birthday with us. And I've been mentioning a live cast, just to explain that real quick. They have a show called Untitled Nerd Network. Yay!
Yay!
And they live cast at a lot of different fun nerdy things. And this is something they're doing for Friday the 13th. Yay. Does that explain it well enough?
Pretty much, yep.
Okay. And this is,
do let us know though whenever you start. We need to mute.
Okay, yeah, it's not going to be deleted over there.
Okay.
So far, so good. And this is my daughter, Gab. She's my lovely assistant here. So she likes the ghost things too. So, alright, if y'all are ready, we're going to head to our first stop, which is just right down the way here. And I'll put out the equipment, tell you why we're at the raid house, and then we'll look for ghosts. Sound like a good plan?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
Alright. Trying to get Amber to keep up with me.
Now, for this stop, if everybody could kind of gather out this way, because I'm going to use this ledge like a table, and I'm going to put up all the ghost hunting equipment here. So yeah, you don't have to go quite so far away if you don't want to. But I like to multitask. So I will be, I will be setting up all the equipment while I tell the history of the Reed house. So this would be, alright. Alright. So now that you know the backstory, I'm going to show you the equipment so we can look for the ghost here. So let me describe all of this to you. So who watches the ghost shows? You know a little something, yeah, you know a little something about this. So you probably know the most common way to look for ghosts, big cockroach, right?
Yes.
Yeah, those are fun. The most common way to look for ghosts is with electromagnetic fields or frequencies. So you're looking for EMF activity, and we have several pieces of equipment that you can use to do that. I want to tell you something about this first. I'm not the kind of tour guide that will try to cheat and let you think something is a ghost if it's not, because it's more fun to me if we find out it's actually legitimate activity.
Yeah.
So with the EMF detectors, if you shake them really hard, you'll get a reading, but it's not a real reading. And it's picking up electric energy. So if you're under a street light, like across the street, or under the red light, or a power pole, or something large like that with electricity, that's going to set it off, and that's not a ghost. But if you turn on your EMF detector, you're not near a source of electricity, and you're holding steady and not, shaking it like this, then you're getting a legitimate reading. So there's different kinds of EMFs. This is the ghost meter, and it's kind of flashy and fun. You just push the orange button down. It'll light up at first just to show you it's working. It's Friday the 13th, and then when it keeps going like this, you're picking up EMF activity. First piece of equipment I turned on. That's a good start, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. Yes. So in between stops, I suggest turning this off because you're going to pick up the street lights and things like that. So when we get a place, turn it on, see what you can get, and hopefully you'll get this. Good stuff. This EMF detector, you just push the button on the side up, and if it is on the bottom rung that says safe, caution, and then it goes up to danger, and it just went up to danger. So when you get more than one piece of equipment doing the same thing, that's a good sign that the equipment's working together and they're both picking up something. This is the digital EMF detector. This is a really reliable one. And if you don't care about the flashy lights and you just want to see a number, then this is a good one. You push the button all the way over to the right to Goss, and you see what number comes up.
Amber's haunted.
Oh, wow. What'd you say?
Amber's haunted. I'm
Yeah,
possessed.
apparently, because it's always right over here near you. Happy birthday! Yeah, well, Earth's natural magnetic pole is about 0.2, 0.3. So if you get anything much higher than that, you're picking up something. And I'm getting anywhere from 0.9 to 1.2 over here.
Oh my gosh. Yay.
Crap.
So, yeah, good stuff. That's the digital EMF. Now the K2 meter also picks up EMF activity. It's less sensitive than those. So it's going to take more energy to set this one off. So you push the button, find the groove, push the button, and look at that.
Yay.
It takes a lot to get this to go up at all, much less to go up all the way to the yellow. So, right. So those are all the EMF detectors. Now we have other things. We have a couple of things that pick up static energy. This is the energy light rod. There's a button on the bottom. You push it on. You're going to want to find some place like a ledge to set it on. Now we humans have a bit of static electricity ourselves and can set this off. I'm dead, so
Oh, it's the ghost. Okay.
apparently I can't.
That's why we're getting such high ratings.
Which you know, that story. Yeah, so you can though, so you're just going to want to stay a few feet away from that when you're using it, because if you're right over it and you set it off, that's probably you, but if you're over here a few feet and it goes off, that's not you, so that's a good reading. The REM pod is another one of these that's fun that has all the flashy lights. There's a button on the bottom, a switch, and you just turn it over to on, It needs to be still also, so you find a ledge for that and see if that goes off. This is brand new to my hunt. I didn't have one of these before, so this is fun. We have a talk box. You find the button on the side and push it to up, and then just, you know, see if it spits out words. You can ask questions. It's a little hard to discern out here if you're half deaf like I am, so you hold it up to your ear and see what you get. We also have temperature guns. These do shoot a laser, so watch everybody's eyes. You don't want to put anybody's eyes out. This takes a surface reading. So if you point it this way, you're going to get the temperature of the ground. If you point it over here, you're going to get the wall. And I'm getting about 78, 79 degrees. It's pretty warm out here, so I'd say that's a logical reading. But what you were looking for, if I'd gotten 30 degrees or 90 degrees, we'd be looking into that a little further. But even if you get a perfectly rational reading and we're in a spot a while, try it a minute later. You know, try it a few minutes later at the same spot. You have to use the same spot to get a, you know, control reading there. But try it again, and if it has one up or down a few degrees, margin of error, don't worry about that. But if it has went up or down 5 or 10 degrees, that's something to get excited about. The ghost experts tell you a cold spot's always a nice ghost and a hot spot's always an evil ghost. And I've done this with this company for 9 years, and I don't think there are any absolutes. You know, I don't think it's always one way or another. But if we get a hot spot, just, you know, let everybody know, and we can be alert. You know, I don't believe in scare tactics. I'm not going to tell you it's a demon if you get a hot spot. But it doesn't hurt to kind of pay attention and see what happens. So, either way, if you get a cold spot, get a hot spot, let somebody know, because part of the fun is us all knowing what's going on. Alright. Oh. Speaking of lasers, these are laser pins. So again, you have to watch the eyes, but these are a lot of fun. It's a simple but effective trick. You point it out at the wall, and you see the pattern there. Now, if I were to put my hand in front of it, of course I'd take the light away. But if somebody else walks in front of it, it's going to take the light away. But imagine the light goes away and you don't see anyone between you and the wall, then that means that something you can't see is disturbing your light there. So again, it's simple, but it really works, because I've just checked the batteries. They're working fine. So if this goes out, you know, there's something you can't see there. So that tends to be a lot of fun. I also have a flashlight. If anybody needs it, you can look in, you know, back behind bushes and look to rule out electrical cords if you get EMF or anything like that. Some people even like to use the flashlight for, if the answer is yes, you know, turn the light off or something like that. But also, again, like I said, it's just really practical to kind of look behind bushes with it, things like that. So, any questions about the equipment? Alright, so let's hand it out. Now, this is a get to know your neighbor kind of hunt, because once you've tried something for a while and you want to try a different piece of equipment, just go negotiate a trade. So that works out pretty well. Who would like to start with a temperature gun? And who else would like to start with one? Anybody? Who wants to start with the light energy rod?
Got a shy group.
What do you want to start with? It's your birthday.
One of those over there.
One of the EMFs? Yeah. Can I help y'all? Do you have a question? Like that? Okay. Alright. Who wants to start with a K2 meter? Alright.
Oh.
We have one more. Who wants to start
There's
with
one more.
Thanks. Alright, who wants a ghost meter? Okay. Okay. Come over here and grab those. Thank you. Alright, who wants to start with the REM pod. Laser pen. Can you all, I got 2 of them. Okay. EMF detector. Digital EMF detector. Temperature gun. Okay. You're welcome.
I'm holding the camera right with it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can switch around a little bit.
Do we have that obelisk X with us?
Yeah. I'm going to put it through my speaker so everybody can use it. Okay. REM pod. Who wants something that doesn't have something? You don't want to carry one? Okay. Anybody else?
You should take the REM.
I'm carrying a camera.
Even if he wasn't carrying a camera, he wouldn't touch nothing.
You want to carry the flashlight? Not even the flashlight. Okay.
It's gonna be.
Okay.
It'll,
Alright, I'll put these 2 up, but if you need them, let my assistant Gabs know. I have extra batteries. That's important. If anybody's batteries run out, let me know I have extra batteries and I can replace them. The speaker is being a little weird. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, good. Now, this is my favorite. This is for everybody. I have the Obelisk X here, and it has an audio cord. And I'm going to link the audio cord to my speaker so that everybody can hear it. It'll spit out words based on the readings around us. It's like a lot of these pieces of equipment in one.
Oh, there it is.
And it measures things like temperature changes, EMF, EMP, all that kind of thing, and translates with a formula those readings into a number. And then the number is going to equal a word in the dictionary database. So it's a computer with a dictionary in it. And you can look up online what words are programmed in the dictionary. It's just that what word comes out is based on the readings. And it just gets addictive because it answers questions appropriately. And yeah, you know. And it's just a whole lot of fun. So this will be for everybody, but you can use it. You can come up and ask me questions, or you can ask it questions rather. You don't have to be holding it, talking into it. Just come up near me, ask questions, and see what we can get. One night, I'm sorry, it's pretty sure. But one night, we were out here, and it said Ezekiel, Zeke, and that's my son's name. And so, there was a little boy here that looked like him. It was one of the nights we let children come along. And I said, it's not Zeke. And it said, looks like him. And yeah, it sure did. So the little boy came up to it and he said, bet you don't know my name. And it said, it said Liam, which was his name. So
at that
he
point,
was
I'm out.
through with the obelisk after that. But that was a lot of fun. Can you zip that up? Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Donnie or Jack.
Amber.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. You ready to go look for
It's
ghosts?
the Lindsay.
Y'all ready? Follow me.
Oh God, here we go. It begins. God, I saw them lasers. It about scared the crap out of me.
Oh, honey.
Like the lasers were like right here.
I had the obelisk on, and every EMF detector went crazy over here at these bushes. And I said, you know, kind of just for kicks to see what it would say, I said, what's in these bushes? Because we couldn't find an electrical cord or anything. And again, that's when the flashlight comes in handy. We couldn't find anything, but it was going crazy. And I said, you know, what's in the bushes? And the obelisk said, portal. Okay, yeah. So there's that. So I'm going to turn the obelisk on and just look around, you know, see what readings you can get. And this is going to say ready dictionary mode. It's going to sound like a robot because it's a, you know, it's a computer voice. So don't be alarmed. That startles people sometimes.
Dictionary mode.
Yes, could you bring me my phone too? Alright, who's here with us tonight? I kid you not, this was the strangest thing. One night this week I had a hunt here. Leonore? Who's Leonore? And anyway, we turned it on and immediately, without being asked a question, it said the name of the woman's deceased mother. It said Kathy. And then this said 6. It was the first thing the obelisk said, and it turns out, the woman had wanted to communicate with her mother, and they were the only couple in the hunt that night, so we did.
Did it say
We stayed
Kathy?
here for 2 hours, and she talked to her mom.
And
And it
the
was
number 6.
Huh?
female.
And the number 6.
Could you please tell us your name? Okay, we get female, Kathy, 6. I'm going to pull up the Ghost Radar Classic too. I don't know about a lot of the apps that you get for a phone, but one time Amy and the owner, Amy and I were being interviewed for a TV show, and we were showing off our equipment, and what was that? And we turned Ghost Radar Classic on just to have something extra to look at, and the words that pop up on here, we're having a conversation with the words on the obelisk. So after that I said, you know, I don't know how it works, but maybe it does. Clutter? What clutter? I got the word Daniel on here. Who's Daniel? Y'all can move around anywhere in here and just try different areas. Live. Daniel still living?
Just for the record, everybody, we do hear y'all.
Who are we speaking with?
Reading the chat, anyway.
Tom? Why are you here, Tom? Steve. Okay, so we've got 2 names. Tom, Steve, and, well, 3 names. Daniel. Wonder. Okay, got the word general. What do you mean by general? That was a mouthful. I'm not sure. What was that? Y'all can ask questions if you want to. Do you want to ask questions?
Did you say they said the name Kathy earlier?
Uh-huh.
That's like my late mother's name.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it said Kathy, and at some point it said Mom. Do you want to ask a question?
Whew. I don't know. That's
It's a lot. It's heavy, I know. Okay, we're getting some EMF activity over here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Been
Okay.
going on for a few minutes.
Has it?
Somebody,
Who sent
yeah,
out the
I was about to say.
detectors?
87.
Yeah, we're It's like 10 degrees hotter than it's been all.
Yeah.
79. 81.
It gets really strong count. Just counting us. Ask how many of us are.
Yeah, it says count. How many of us are there? Good question. Sometimes they do like to count us. And sometimes they'll count our number and then add one for them. Cute.
Nice.
So you don't want to count us?
22.
Do you think we're being silly?
Zoe said that while we were panning, that they saw partial apparitions.
Oh, cool.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you just
I kind of wish she hadn't have said that.
Oh, no, because I want to go back and watch it.
I just had somebody in our YouTube chat say that as I was panning around, they saw apparitions.
What?
Yes.
He's like, I wish they hadn't said that. I said, no, I want to go back and watch it later.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So, maybe. Whoa, it's a cancer. What about cancer? Could you please tell me why you said cancer? Care. Hope. Why'd you say my name? I had a cancer scare last year. I'm okay. I'm okay. English. Oh.
Is that thing going?
What about
Oh, yeah.
English?
As long as I stay over here. If I go over there, it quits.
Care. We're getting care a lot. Do you still work in the medical field? That's probably what that is.
So we get life care.
Yeah, care. So that's relevant.
I see things a lot. I work third shift.
Coffee.
Does it say coffee?
Mhm. Yeah.
Do you like coffee?
Do you mind if I say a little loud to everybody what I was doing? Crazy story. I can't tell my sister.
Yeah.
Crazy story. She works in healthcare, and in fact, she was at the hospital when taking care of my baby sister when my sister had a wreck a few years ago, and it was the obelisk was saying care, and it kept saying care, and that's part of her job, and she was right as she was saying third shift, it said coffee. That's relevant, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, she helped take care of Haley. The wreck before last. Yeah, she's had another one, what, a month ago? Yeah, 2 months ago. Cleansing.
Does it say cleansing?
Mm-hmm. What about cleansing? Compounds.
What?
Okay, well this was a good first stop.
Right.
Y'all ready to go someplace else?
Yes.
Alright, let me pack back up. Let's go. Really? That's me.
I will totally be a believer if it says propane. So after this.
I got cars. I got cars.
Yes, you have business cards?
A few. I got about half a dozen.
You know, maybe that's why they do it in the dark.
God, that scared the crap out of me. Ah! I hate to bash my forehead into a tree as we're walking through. Do-do-do-do. I got people in the chat just dying to see something like probably bad happen to me.
Oh,
All we need right now is like Staying Alive by the Bee Gees to be playing as we're walking down the sidewalk.
no, I don't think so. Yes, and I'm bored.
I wonder where we're going now. So everybody knows we don't have chat capability. We're just kind of having to speak on occasion. It was we had.
Y'all are here.
Yeah, we're very glad everybody's here. That was kind of creepy. We were, I don't know, like it freaking said my mom's name, and then like it got 10 degrees hotter. But I guess that was the case, was probably legit, because she did have the heat on 24/7.
All right, she was always freezing.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is the Mountain City Club. Oh.
Yep.
Mute.
Hey, just kind of wanted to give everybody a heads up that whenever we end up at like a point of interest and Hope tells a story, we have to mute because it's kind of like a spoiler thing where they don't want the individual stories to be spoiled. That way people have a reason to come out. And so if we go silent, that's why. There's nothing wrong with your phones, nothing wrong with your computers or anything like that. Just we're not allowed to record the audio of the stories and everything. So we have to mute the mic whenever we stop at a point of interest. But as soon as she finishes telling the story, we unmute the mic, and then we'll be back to like regular volume. So just giving everybody a heads up.
over this area down this ramp
Here we go.
You can look around in this courtyard. I mean, they've never said anything to me about
What do we got? We
I
got
will tell you, this is where it's got the attached right there. I will also tell you, though, that if you get near that window, you'll get EMF readings because there's a Wi-Fi router in the window. So, I found that out the
You got
hard
it.
way.
What happened?
Alright.
You don't need to know. You don't need to see. I'll tell you later.
What happened?
That's fine.
Oh, crap. You know, I could probably imagine a lot worse than what really happened. Just like,
Bring me a cough drop out of the top little. It said down, so it said a word already down. What was that? Nancy. Who's Nancy? Equator. Odd. Are you Nancy? Try. Try what? What would you like for us to try? Could you tell us why you're here? Oh. How many spirits are here at this stop? Rhonda. Who's Rhonda? Does that name mean anything to anyone? It said, after Rhonda, I think it said praise. Fear. What about fear?
what are you doing over here?
I'm looking around. That's what I'm doing. What's going on?
All right.
Lights. Did you go to the lights?
There's a light.
Oh. Yeah. You got boy. What boy? This is big enough. 3, 4. Where? You. Is there a reason to be afraid? No, it's locked up at night. It's a very prestigious thing. They're not going to let us in this, but I always check just to see. No. Anyone. I wish anyone could go in.
Yeah. It's the long run.
Could you please tell us your name? You didn't touch me, did you, Amber?
No, I did not.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
I said long wait. You didn't.
No, I
For
didn't.
real,
For real, I
promise.
didn't.
We had to wait a long time for it to do something.
Yeah. Did somebody just touch me? Brown.
I didn't touch you.
It was right here, just like a.
No. I wouldn't pick up anything over there. That doesn't mean anything.
Sit. chair and sit.
I was picking up stuff by the chairs,
Okay.
but
Marker. Did somebody just touch me?
At the corner, I was getting like 1.7.
yeah, I
Oh,
was
wow,
getting a lot
that's
at the
high.
corner.
And like it stayed.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on over there.
And you weren't near a light or anything?
No?
Happy? Who's happy? I got him named Drew.
Well, good. A happy ghost is a safe ghost.
He likes company.
Friendly ghost.
Agreed. Said agreed.
Okay.
Alright, so you're glad we're here? This is a good spot if you wanted to try a different piece of equipment that you haven't tried yet to either switch around, or I think there's a few things left in the suitcase. Yeah, if you could open up the suitcase. So, is it everybody
where's-
go with what they have,
that
or do you want to
little-
try something else?
The little tube that lights
in
up.
there.
Let's set
It's
that
in
over
the
there.
suitcase, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Could you
Then I
get the
could
light
figure it
rod out, sweetie? Thank you.
What is this one?
That's the K2 meter, and it picks up EMF energy, but it takes a lot to. It's on. It's picking up right now.
Yeah.
So turn it. Yeah.
Yeah, there. Something. Anything we could set down and get a reading.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take it over
Y'all
there.
see the light?
You wanna take it over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I thought I saw something
Put it on the
different.
corner.
Okay.
It was like over there in the
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah, over there.
Can you,
Wait, is this working?
yeah.
Alright.
At the corner of the building, like behind that gate.
Yeah, I did a when I was in
It'll.
the street.
Well, we were going to get her to set that up.
Yeah, I mean, we
But
could
if
stand there.
the light's picking up, it's
Yeah,
doesn't light off. Over here?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it stayed at like.
What was that?
Here, you place it where you want it. Or where'd you like it?
Like right here. What's going on? Oh. Oh, great.
Oh, wow. I'm getting a little bit. It's not like strong, but instances.
If you'd like to talk.
Well, it just kind of died out over here. What about over there on the propane grill?
I want to run around the back to like street worker.
Yeah, it's from touching it, probably.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting strong readings by the window. I'm opening the Oh, wow.
Oh,
It's
I
awful
wish. Just
slanted.
set it on the ground. But, you know, like, don't, like, guard it.
Now static would be different, but if it's EMF and it's in that window, it might be because of the Wi-Fi router. But if you get, but the light rod is static, so that's different.
Okay.
What was that?
Yeah. It's not really doing anything.
Squeeze what?
Oh, so we come over here with the stuff, and it's like, no show for you tonight.
I don't know if I should repeat that.
Oh, now I
It
got
said
it.
squeeze, and then said squeeze what, and it said the boobs. Okay. All right, guy. Come on now. Okay, so that was going on.
Stuff's not wanting to be filmed.
Yeah.
Every time I turn the camera towards it, it
stops.
quits.
Clothing. What clothing? In what?
It's like you said in private.
Yeah,
Yeah.
travel.
Yeah.
What was
squeeze-
that?
Squeeze boobies in private.
It said corner. We were getting things in the corner.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
Well, you get like a lot of pervert ghosts,
There's a few.
so to say, because
Well, that's on the UTC, but yeah. Yeah, especially at our last stop, there is one pervert goes, he calls me Melons.
Well, see what it is like we had like 2 or 3 women over there by themselves getting readings left and right. I go over there and it's like, nah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There is one ghost that just likes women. Okay, it was Saint Ezekiel. Why do you say my son's name? Yeah, it said Ezekiel and tall. My son is taller than me at 12. Are you talking about Zeke or somebody here being tall?
They're there.
They're there.
Who is it? Who are you talking about? Same. Okay, we're getting blips on here of EMF activity right near here and here. November. Positive. What about November? Does anybody want to ask questions? Because this is for everybody. Size.
Do you know any stories about Lowland?
I've heard. I've heard that it's haunted, but I don't have any concrete stories on how or why. But I have heard things about it. So.
Nope.
It said hope. It said hope and fractures, and it said a few things like that. So I think it's trying to get me to tell my story. Are any of you interested in hearing my personal story?
Is that something we can record?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Award. Would y'all like to? Factories. Oh no, it's the trees. That has to do with the story too. I don't talk about myself if you're not interested. So, do y'all want to hear it?
Oh yeah.
Died.
Nope.
It's telling the story for me. Okay. Yeah. That's funny. Okay. So people ask why, people get more activity with me, and I could only guess. I don't think anybody knows these things for certain. I've got goosebumps. That I'm.
That light literally just flashed on and off.
Yep. It's done it several times since we've been
Oh,
here.
okay. I didn't notice that. Sorry.
That's, and I don't think there's anybody in there either.
And then it cut off whenever she started
Well,
talking.
right before y'all told me that, I got major goosebumps. Huh. Anyhow, so is it still doing it?
Oh no, just.
Okay. So I have a few guesses about why I get the activity, and one of them is because I was born that way. And it sounds odd, I know, but I can remember being very small and already having dreams that would come true, premonitions, generally being sensitive around things. And imagine being 5 years old in a rural North Georgia town and telling your friends what's going to happen, and it happens. It's awkward. I learned to keep it to myself, but I was really aware of it. I knew it was there. And then I noticed it ran in my family. Down one side of my mom's family, the Cherokee side of the family, they were doing very similar things. And again, it's weird, so they didn't talk about it either. But I think that's the base of it. I think that's the foundation of it. And then there were things that happened later that amplified what was already there. Growing up, I loved Halloween. It's fun. You get to play dress up and eat candy. And I love that. But Halloween had strange ideas concerning me. It's just always been a strange day for me. And when I was little, I didn't put 2 and 2 together that it was always on Halloween, but it would be really strange things like this. When I was 6, I was doing the PTA Halloween performance, and we're on the bleachers. I'm on the top bleachers. I was a tall kid, believe it or not. Oh, it even said that. It said tall. Yeah. Huh. So I was on the top bleacher, and we're singing our Halloween songs, and my mom's in the audience, and again, she gets the feelings like I do. She got this look on her face and immediately jumped up and started running to get behind the bleachers. I thought she was crazy. I had no idea why this was happening. And then I started feeling faint, and just like that, I passed out. And she had got to me just in time to catch me. If she hadn't had that premonition, it wouldn't have ended very well. So it was something like that just pretty much every year. And I didn't really put it together until my first car accident was on Halloween. It wasn't a major one, I can put that in perspective, but it felt like it at the time. I was young, first semester of college, commuting down towards Atlanta for class, made it almost there, and then I had this wreck that totaled my car, broke my nose, cracked my ribs. You know, bad enough. It was a little unsettling, but what are you going to do? I think my parents named me Hope, so I'd be doomed to stay positive. I have to live up to the name. So I got over it, and I started driving when I could get another car, and I kept celebrating Halloween. It's too fun not to. And I decided I was going to believe it was just a coincidence that it happened on Halloween. I mean, surely it was a coincidence, right? You didn't fall for it. That's good, because probably it wasn't. 4 years later, I had an extremely major car accident. Can you guess when? Halloween. Middle of the day, like the other one, and, you know, not out late at night when people are partying. Middle of the day, I was driving down a country back road about this tiny. I was headed to the middle school to chaperone my baby sister's Halloween dance. I didn't make it there. There was a drunk driver coming at me about 70 miles per hour, and he ran me off the road. My car hit an embankment, flipped for 54 feet before landing on a tree. Now, I guess you could say the tree won. And I was closer to Chattanooga than Atlanta at that time, so they airlifted me up here to Erlanger Hospital. They lost my pulse about 5 times on the way up here. So when I say they saved my life, I'm not being a drama queen. They saved my life and put me back together. More injuries than you want to know about, but from the waist up, it's pretty broken. One of the odder injuries, I broke every bone in my face. I didn't know you could do that, but apparently I'm an overachiever. They were able to reconstruct my face with titanium. I ended up looking pretty much the same. But you know, it's difficult to go to a courthouse or an airport. Set off the metal detectors. And my dental x-rays are exciting. But I was alive, and I was just feeling blessed to still be here. I did not like Halloween anymore, though. Can you blame me? I said I'm never going to celebrate it again, never going to drive on Halloween again. I was an adult on my own, but my parents told me to never leave my house on Halloween again. It's one day, stay home. And that would have been all fine and good, but 7 years after that, I was forced to leave my house on Halloween. Rushed again from Georgia up here to Erlanger, not by helicopter, but by ambulance this time, and not for a car accident, but to give birth to twins. Twins that were due near Christmas, but with my Halloween luck decided to be born on Halloween. So they were really early, but they're fine now. All's well that ends well. Well, there's half of the twins, so I'm solid proof they're good. And I have a wonderful reason to celebrate Halloween again, but I still don't drive on that day. There's no reason to dance that. There's just no reason. My husband drives me around. We're good. And it's still a strange day for me. I cannot even explain. Just a little, do you want a little example of how strange it still is? One year we take the twins trick-or-treating for their birthday. We came home and I'm live casting, he's going to kill me, but my arachnophobic husband starts screaming at me. And he said to hold still. Turns out I had a brown recluse spider.
Oh my gosh.
Just hanging out on my face.
Oh, wow.
So that's just a little example of it's always something. So I still love Halloween, but I have to be careful. And I'm a ghost tour guide for a living who will not work on the day of Halloween. You don't want to be around my luck, and I don't want to be around the paranormal on that day. So the twins get to celebrate their birthday on their birthday, which is a fun birthday, and it works out for everybody. But I think the reason it has to do with the ghost magnet thing is because I came so close to dying. They say a near-death experience can amplify those propensities you already had, and I think that's exactly what happens. And when the ovilist starts talking about me and telling my story, it's like, okay, I'll say, how do you know these things about me? And it says, because you died. And, well, I did, several times. So, there you have it. I think that shows it's weirdly connected, some kind of odd proof that has a lot to do with it. So now you know, keep trying to get pictures and activity, and we'll see what happens. And I mentioned my sister earlier. I have to just bring that up again. It's so strange. I had my major wreck, and then years down the road, my sister had her major wreck, and she was took to the same hospital, and then that's how I met her. So it was just really, life is weird. Life is weird. So, okay, are you ready to go try another stop?
Do we have somebody with a temperature gauge could come over here? Because it's been like waves of heat coming right through here. I've been feeling it.
Temperature gun.
Well, now it's getting cold.
Well, yeah, now the wind's blowing.
Of course it is.
Yeah, of course, right?
Yeah, it's freaking
Wow.
hot.
No, there it goes again.
Well, you picked it up though, honey. It's okay, honey.
All right, you
That's
ready? Thanks, Gabs.
So, y'all having fun?
I'm having a blast. So fun. It is so fun.
I haven't caught a single ghost yet, though. Not much of a hunter. Maybe
So-
more of a gatherer.
We actually have a lady who is dressed up as a Ghostbuster on our profile picture today.
How appropriate.
It's very appropriate. Bum, bum, bum. Remember, if you're watching and you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Oh, there's another one. They're everywhere. Oh. Make sure I don't trip over anything.
Please don't fall. Although it's not live using that.
That'd be a horrible video. Oh yeah, over here into the dark corners.
Can you hit 9, please?
Oh yeah.
This is
Got
the
it.
history breakfast. Now, I will, again, not trying to spook you, but I will tell you, I've had people, especially the past few months, sometimes get an uneasy feeling here. And it was to the point where a whole group, full group like this one night said, just all of a sudden, nope, not going to do it. And we started walking away. If you feel that way, that's perfectly okay. Just tell me and we'll move on. Because I want to save the most amount of time for the last stop anyway, because the last stop's incredible. But I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable. So if you get that feeling, just let me know. Now, if you don't mind me sitting, there's a child ghost here named Robert. And he's told me he's 10 years old before. And he comes out more if we're kind of sitting on his level. He's not the only ghost here, but he's one I like to talk to. So if y'all don't mind me sitting a second, I'll see if I can talk to Robert. And I will warn you, this tree, I don't know what it is about that spot right there, if that's directly over some of the burials or what. But there was a bigger tree there. We always got readings and pictures of the tree, and it always just gave us the most off feeling. And I think somebody else felt that way too because they chopped it down. And one night we come here and it's gone. And then they planted this little one, but it didn't change anything. We still tend to get that feeling over there. And as a historian, it really bothers me that I don't know why that spot, but it is that spot sometimes. So you never know. But I'm going to sit down and try to talk to Robert. We'll see what we can get. But again, I want to save good time for the last stop because it's really, really unusual. Is she?
Yeah.
Where's the comment?
Is this on? Oh, yep, there we go.
Saw it. And y'all can ask questions too. I mean, these are for everybody. Getting some interference here. Alright, is Robert here tonight? Brain. Burn. What's burn about? Life. Is Robert... Wait for what? Is Robert here? Bike. Okay, I think that's a good sign he is. How many... Wait, what was that? Wreck. Wreck. Yeah, they already know about that. Among. 10. Period. Robert, when did you die? Grab what? Wishing. What are you wishing? Machinery. Yeah, we are using machinery. Is there something you'd like to tell us? Please. I didn't catch that. Could you please repeat that? Taken. Reverend. We're at a church. Robert, could you please tell us how you died? What was that? Does anybody else want to ask a question?
How many people are buried here?
That's a good one. Ask. She did ask. Harvest. Harvest.
Oh, that's not right.
No. How many people are buried here? You okay? Why do you keep saying that? Ezekiel. Why'd you say his name again? I don't know. Okay, now we got the name Paul. Yeah. Well, I think it's talking about the Paul like that.
Oh yeah.
Think.
Thinking. What are you thinking about?
Candy. Aww. Aww. I think we are talking to Robert then. Because Robert's 10. Story. Do you like that we tell your story? I do. Aww.
Wow.
So you like candy, Robert?
What's your favorite?
That's a good question.
How did Robert die?
He won't tell me. Not good. What kind of candy do you like, Robert?
I didn't catch it.
What was that? What kind of... Robert, what kind of candy do you like? No, this is a brand new headset. Brand new. Whoa. And let's see. It's like something's been messing with it all night.
Yeah.
Has something been following us around town?
That's odd.
Keep saying it's
Why in the world? Who's messing with my speaker? Her. Who's her? What was that? You got to stop making my speaker not work because I can't tell what you're saying. Who's messing with the speaker? You said her. Who is she? Imagine. Yes. Do which?
Can it talk to this?
It can, yeah. Yeah.
Can I talk into it?
Sure.
Say something?
It might. I mean, yeah, if it wants to. Long wait.
It's about halftime.
Attic. Why are you giving us a long wait? Why? Well, anything else? Horse. Are you talking about the next stop? Alright, thank you for talking to us. Robert? Is there anything else you want to say? Never. Never what? Never what? Never happened. Okay, so that means you don't have anything else to tell us. Never happened. That was pretty clear. Alright, well thank you, Robert. That fiddle over here. Okay. I want to tell you a little bit about where we're headed to get you prepared for that. This is one more spot of history. The last one.
just out of just letting everybody know, we're about to go to probably the best place. Something really creepy, a bunch of weird stuff's happened, kind of some negative stuff. So if I drop the camera and take off, then, well, actually no, as you can see, it's attached to me, so I'll go dragging it behind me. But everybody stay tuned. This is going to be major, and I'm going to be completely on edge. So back to mute, and we're about to go to like a parking garage.
Really leery about crossing the road because on top of all my Halloween luck, back in May I was run over by a car, so, and I was being perfectly careful too, but now I'm even more careful. Some people say I have bad luck, but I'm still alive, so I say I have good luck. Yes, I'm the weird one of the group. Were you wondering if Nana would show up? Baby, come back. Oh, it's her memories. Oh, goodness.
I tried to give you your moment in the sun a while ago, but the microphone was muted the whole time.
Are you scared yet?
Yes, I very much am. And I alluded to that while I went over there by myself a while ago and let everybody know.
Doing good.
Oh, we're not there yet. I've heard stories about this.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, God. Oh, my God, they're working. That's like the scariest thing I've seen.
Everything else from here on is broadcastable.
Excellent.
Alright, also this is the garden guide I always told me about, some guides will not go to. And if you look around, this is architecturally a place of interest. This is pretty much the average level downtown used to be. And from every indication, that's from the stonework from that late 1800s efforts really raised everything up. And once you know what you're looking for, if you see this other parts downtown, you kind of get an idea of that's how it happened. It's not professional work, you can tell that. And it's just kind of this guy and this guy doing what they could to save the city from the flooding. So it kind of nice survival story, I think. But these cages here, and this is where it gets really odd. We don't know what they're there for. People ask me. I don't know. I wish I knew. There's no record of it. But we, by far, get more pictures here than any of the other places that I go to. And it was on the tour, and I said, okay, Amy, put it on the hunt because it's active, so she put it on my hunt too. And we get pictures of horses you can see through in there. So just kind of slightly educated guess. I wonder if maybe they were holding pens for the horses that carried the hearses in 1894. When it was a funeral home. They hadn't switched over to cars yet then, so that's a possibility. But if you're interested in pictures at all, I definitely suggest this area. And we'll investigate, we'll see what we get. It seems to be a really, really active place. Last thing before we leave, I will tell you the story of the thing that scared me the most here. And you'll be glad I saved that to last. So first though, we can get, you're welcome to go in the cages and all around, so let's investigate.
Like, I really don't want to go in there, but I feel like everybody will be mad at me if I don't.
You need to go.
Like, everything is telling me not to go in here. Oh, now the connection is just crapping out.
I can't possibly be anything scarier than me, Money. I didn't go away.
Okay, there's nothing. Good.
Yeah, I hadn't even told that story in a long time. One of the things that happened here is I had, on our original tour, I had an elementary school class here, and their fence was locked back then. So my back was to the fence, I was right outside of it, and I had 50 elementary school kids out there, and all of a sudden they all go still, and that's unnatural. Kids don't go still, that many of them at one time. And finally one kid points in here like this. You need to look, and there was a fully formed figure inside one of his cages. And we just stand there watching, and it was walking around, and then it actually opened the door to that cage. So that's, you know, that's unsettling, but that's not the thing that scared me the most. That's coming later. And we're going to run over a little bit, like I said, since we started a couple minutes late. Is everybody okay?
Our connection is horrible.
Oh, we were in a parking garage, honey.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Yeah, but it was great up until the time I came right here. And now it's bad everywhere.
Another odd thing about this cage, about a month ago, I was on a hunt here, and I had this guest who hadn't said anything about being sensitive or anything like that, but she went in there, she came right back out, and she said, don't go in there. I thought, why am I not going in there? So I'm the kind of person, if you taunt me or you dare me, I'm going to do it. So I had to go in there and see for myself, and I got to right over here. And there was this overwhelming pressure here, and I got so dizzy, I was falling down, and people had to catch me and drag me out of this cage. So I looked at that guest and I said, I am so sorry, I didn't listen to you. So, I mean, sometimes you just never know. So I'm going to turn the obelisk one in here. I wonder what the temperature readings are down here, because it's
Look,
warm.
it is.
How many spirits are here tonight? Scream. Who's gonna scream? Oh, did you say scream or stream?
No way.
I'm pretty sure it's a stream. It just dawned on me.
Our fans are lovely.
Chicken?
So it is a fan.
I was just thinking to the fans out there, I am glowing, not sweating, just so you know. This is glistening. Jerk. Who are you calling a jerk? Did you call me a jerk? That was just instant jerk. Okay. Who are we speaking with?
Ah, crap.
Has anybody tried to get pictures yet? 8. 8 pictures or 8 spirits? And this, I mean, to put it bluntly, there were dead bodies here for years and years and years, moved in and out, so there tends to be a lot of spirits here. And, okay, how many spirits are there here? Thinking. Quite a few? 8. Okay. So there are 8 spirits here. Okay. Can one of you tell me your name? Spirits, that's a lot. Try the other page. So who are we speaking with right now? Is there a Bob? say happy birthday? Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be awesome.
What's that?
Was your name Steven?
Is there anything you'd like us to know? When did you die? Developed.
When it was being developed?
Did you die when this was still a funeral home? Trust. Trust what? Run.
Negative.
Okay. Well, that brings me to the story. Are you ready to hear about the thing that absolutely scared me? Are you sure? Okay. Give me just a second.
I hope the connection picks up because it's.
Goofy.
It takes a lot to scare me. I've been with this company for 9 years. I told ghost stories in Georgia before that. And a lot of times I've had cars try to kill me, so. Oh, and giving birth to twins, so. Not much phases me. Oh, but this did. That's going crazy. Is it? Yeah, look.
Sure is.
Yeah.
We are definitely getting some static energy over here. It's just going crazy and does not do that very often. Huh. Interesting. So anyway, it takes a lot to face me, but as I said, this did, and it was about 7 or 8 years ago. And I was on an original tour that night. This is the largest the hunt will ever get, but the tour can be bigger. So I had about 30 people in my group, and within that group, there was a mom and a 4-year-old little boy. Now, I teach 4-year-olds in preschool, so I can tell you they don't generally have an attention span. You know. And this boy was perfectly normal, so I don't think he even understood he was on a ghost tour. You know, I'm talking, he's somewhere else doing something else. And this stop was no different. We were in the cages, and he was in that far corner over there. And it was a little creepier back then because there were no LED lights, and this wasn't painted. And you couldn't see much under here. But there was enough light to see him, and he was running and playing and having a grand time. So we lost track of him because we were having a good time over here, and we thought we were going to because all night the weather had been perfect. Not hot, not cold, mild breeze. But under here, you feel how hot it is tonight? It's really hot tonight. It was even hotter that night. It was oppressively heavy, hard to breathe hot. And heat rises, and it wasn't hot outside, so it seemed unnatural. Bless you. And we thought maybe something unnatural would happen to us. And sure enough, we got into the cages and started getting pictures. And you know, some nights we might get an orb or a streak, and occasionally we get really excited because we get a face or a form, but this night, we were getting everything. And that just doesn't happen, except that it was. And I was excited for the guests getting pictures, but being sensitive, I knew there was more to it than just the pictures. I could feel that, and I was waiting for the other shoe to drop, if you will. And a little bit later like that, the temperature went from unbearably hot to statically charged cold. And It was so sudden and it was so off. The most skeptical lady in the group then looked at me and said, "Hope, what is happening here?" I said, "I don't know, but I'll try to see what I can figure out." And there's no equipment on the tour, so all I could do was look around me to see if I could see anything. And it was dark, so not so much. But within a second or two, my eye was drawn to that corner. And that little boy was no longer running. He was standing there stock still. I'll never be able to describe the look on his face, but I promise you I won't forget it. And it seemed to me like he was still in the long time. Probably 9 or 10 seconds, you know? But it felt a lot longer than that to me. I thought he was never going to move. And eventually he did, to find his mom, but when his eyes landed on her, he said, "Mom, I heard a voice." Okay. So she asked him what the voice said, and we were all pretty interested in his answer. Whereas a much older child can make up something appropriate to what you're talking about, and not to be a cynic. You don't know for sure it's true. At his age, not so much, right? And he hadn't listened enough to know what to make up. So we were invested in his answer. And this is what he said, but more importantly, no exaggeration. And this is how he said it. He said, "Mom, voice said, 'Get out!'" And I looked at my group and I said, "It is time to go." And I could lie and tell you I was brave, but not even a little bit. I was moving out of here, and I didn't wait to see if my group was coming with me or not. And let me tell you, there wasn't one skeptic left in the group then. And that is one of the main reasons some of our big burly tour guides won't set foot even as close as the street from here. So they say they'd rather go to the less haunted parking deck and deal with looters there than with what we found here that night. I can't blame them. It was terrifying. I mean, it was frightening. But I'm also very stubborn and curious, and I hate to miss things. So luckily that same thing never happened again, but I would have missed dozens and dozens of other things if I'd stopped. So I'm here every tour, every chance I get. But I really don't like to linger. So with that said, we will wrap things up and we will get out. So if you don't mind bringing your equipment on in and just laying it in the suitcase there, and then I'm going to tell you how to find us, how to get to the cars, and answer any questions. Take it from there. Give me my room back. Alright, so please keep in touch. We love to hear from people. Amy, the owner, if you want to talk to her, her email address is on the website. If you prefer Facebook, she has us under there under Chattanooga Ghost Tours Inc. And I like to give out my card too because I feel like we have hunted ghosts together. We have gotten to know each other. So, you know, pictures, questions, comments, whatever you have, send them to us. So I'll give these out in a second. If you are parked near where we started, if you go out here and turn left, that's just a few blocks back down the road. I could not find parking there, so I'm parked here. But I'll be glad to walk you back or, you know, do whatever you need from me. Just tell me what you need on that, because I don't like to leave you in a city you might not know somebody or, you know, not help you find your way. So I'll do what I can there. Just let me know. Otherwise, I'll hand my cards out and just thank you for coming out tonight. Oh, and happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! And just thank you. I had a good time. I enjoyed this activity, and I hope you did as well. So thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Hey, thank you. So, okay, I will go around and do. I love your hair. You'll know how to find me.
Yeah.
You know my card anyway?
Sure.
Okay.
So,
You know how to find me too, but it's good to see you again too. It's like I know her. Joy. You sure? Are you sisters? Okay, I thought so. And I didn't want to ask because we do the 25 cent thing all the time. I didn't want to be that person. I was like, okay.
did get rather hot, and there's the connection. I was gonna like go over there, like in that area, and the connection went bad again.
All right. So, where are we parked and what do we need to do? Y'all just tell me what you need.
All right. We're gonna try to get into a good area, and then we're gonna say our goodbyes,
Sounds like a plan. Let's go here and
which means out of here. Still got a bad connection. I don't know what the deal is. I really don't. But now we're out in the open and we still have a horrible connection.
well, it's probably gonna take a second.
Did you get anything over there?
It kept.
Well, it was weird because from the time I went into the cage to the time she finished her story, the connection was horrible.
Yeah, I wasn't.
And then as soon as she finished, it was like perfect.
Oh, that static thing too. Yeah.
Wow.
That was crazy.
Well, battery's good. We have a backup battery pack I hooked up to about 20 minutes ago.
Untitled Nerd Network. You got a card?
Yeah. Here.
Yeah, they interviewed our comedy horror show back in February.
Yes.
And that's where we met, actually, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Y'all were sitting next to us.
Yep.
Oh, you dropped my fortune.
Well, never mind. I'll keep my comments.
Oh, Lord.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
I'll let you carry us out, Hope. We're still recording.
Oh. All right.
Ah!
Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We had some pretty good activity, and I'm so glad you chose to spend your birthday with us. And it was lots of fun.
The weird thing was, like, while we were down there, from the time we went into the cage, and I mean, we came back out and everything, as soon as I stepped into the cage, the signal just went out almost totally.
Huh.
And it picked back up perfectly after you finished the story, like the last word of your story, and then it came back up.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't
Yeah.
think it wanted its story told.
Maybe it didn't, because, it's apparently a private ghost, because I feel like that's why it told the child to go away, is because it's like, hey, I think
Pretty
of
much
ghosts
space.
like people. They have their personalities and their wants and needs, and, some of them don't want to be around other people or other ghosts.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this is my spot, you need to move on. So,
Yeah.
what do you think about that Get Out?
Yeah, thanks. I was, yeah. All right.
All right.
All right, well, it's Amber's birthday. I got to get kind of close to y'all for the light to pick up, so. Yeah, well, they've already seen enough of me because I point the camera at me every time we get away from everybody, and I tuck it out.
Yes.
Oh, Lord. All right, we're going to go ahead and call tonight. Everybody look for us tomorrow night. We'll be at Gates of Misery. It'll probably upload around midnight. So,
Down in Rome, Georgia.
yep, Rome, Georgia. Heck, yeah, come and see us if you're in the area. So.
Near my home, too.
Yeah, all right, we're going to go ahead and call tonight. Everybody, thanks for watching.